Okay, I'm really excited to be here today and bringing my story. I'm a wife, a mum of 4 children, and a little crazy as I had my children within a 4.5 year period. From the age of 17, I always involved in sales and marketing, and I also did another direct sales company when I was 17, only for a couple of years. But I've always had always been a sales rep in some way, shape, or form. For printing and industry company back when I was 17, followed by 12 years of management role in a sales, doing sales for a telecommunications company selling large telephone systems to businesses in Adelaide. I love sales, I love meeting people, and my confidence was at a high. I've always been a workaholic, but I've come to the terms at 46, this is okay because you can't change the person that you are. At the age of 30, I decided to go into business on my own, and that was one of the biggest mistakes of life I have made, and maybe just a path to make me stronger. I lost over $500,000 in real estate, my car, and my life felt like it was never to be the same again. During this time, I also lost our little angel Jacob, delivering him at 21 weeks. I've also experienced 4 miscarriages, and life during this period, my whole self-esteem and confidence was completely shot. I found myself empty and so many tears, and I found myself hiding. I wouldn't even go to the shops because I was, in case someone who knew me seen me there. I felt like I'd failed as a wife, a mum, a daughter, and in general to myself. I came from a very hard-working family. My parents, from a very young age, owned petrol stations in Adelaide, and from the age of 7, I remember many days we were working. After school, my brother and I would always switch and stay one with mum at home and one with dad to save on wages. There were many times as teenagers we'd get phone calls to not go to school to fill in for staff that had run in sick. So when my world came crashing down after working so hard at a young age, I felt a massive pressures of letting down my family. It took a very long time for me to realise that I wasn't being judged. It was actually me judging myself. Trying to save some type of embarrassment, there were birthdays, counting coins to just see if we could attend birthday dinners with the family. I remember waking up during the night and constantly checking our online account just to see if we were paid something just to get us by. I decided at that time that my cake decorating was to change. I'd spent the last 10 years growing my cake decorating business, and this so-called hobby became a very small nightmare. The hours I was working was crazy, and sometimes I would work between 24 to 30 hours straight just to produce the wedding cakes and the cakes. And I felt like I spent all my time in the kitchen or tending to my children. I had no life. My weekends doing around 15 to 20 cakes, but I loved decorating. But the biggest problem was I loved the sale. I found myself marketing the business so much, selling too many cakes, but then I had to make them. I thrived to grow the audience on my Facebook page, so it's then I decided I needed something else. And here I was, and still am today, an owner of a very successful cake business, a mum of 4, a wife. I am the chairperson of the governing council at my kids' school, which is the largest public school in South Australia. Everyone would say to me, Lee, how can you have the time to do something else? But I love being busy, and it's all to do with time management. Back in late 2015, I had been over that past month looking at many direct sales companies to complement my cake business, as our Facebook page was heading towards 20,000 people. And I thought something to complement instead of giving up my passion. So back in 2015, I was invited to a Park Lane jewellery party. I went, I arrived late. I told my friend Tina, I'm not buying anything. I am here just to get away from the children. I then spent $200. I booked a party, and after the party, I went online, I signed up, and then told Tina I signed up after. I would never have thought at that point what was going to follow by spending $262. I had never in the past 10 years felt so much excitement as I was feeling. Every achievement, rich rewards, parties I booked made me climb a step closer to the person I once was. I felt like this little fish growing in a world of amazing people that were so inspirational, who I've learnt so much from. When I was a fashion director, I remember saying at the time, I can't recruit. My very first meeting with Rebel was in March 2016, and I remember, here's me, all nervous and shy. I was meeting Rebel Whale. This was my turning point. After our talk, I knew I was destined to have an awesome future with Park Lane Jewellery. I will be forever grateful to Rebel. She from the start has believed and respected me to be a leader I am today. I recruited my first recruit, Kate, weeks after seeing me go to branch director. I wasn't happy at branch, and I decided I wanted area. So I planned the next 2 months and filled my diary and worked to achieve area. I had a goal to go to area and stuck with it day by day, and those 2 months to achieve this. All I wanted was area so I could attend Summit on the Friday. I partied, I did events, sip and salt, I wasn't going to fail. Getting to area, I felt this was my place to be happy with. When I look back to the person I was to today, the growth has been amazing. I found my home in Park Lane, and Park Lane has literally saved me on so many personal levels. It doesn't matter how many times I watch Rebel's My Story, I cry and I relate on so many levels. If you haven't seen her My Story, please take a box of tissues and watch it. I'm happy, confident, and love being a part of this amazing family. I used to spend my hours baking, donating to charities, lots of cakes, and the joy I have now to offer this fundraiser program fills my bucket with so many smiles, knowing I'm helping the community and my downtime in labour is saved. My most rewarding parts of Park Lane are spending extra time with my family and my team, who I love each and every single one of them, who I work with. They all bring special moments in my life, and my future with Park Lane wouldn't be the same without them. Back in May, my family experienced a house fire. We lost just over $40,000 in contents. We slept on mattresses on the floor for between 6 and 7 weeks, with very limited belongings. And this was the 3 weeks before our biggest fundraiser with 220 guests. I could have fell in a heap and truly believe I would have if I didn't have Park Lane in my life. It kept me grounded, focused, and I continued to operate professionally during a time my family needed me most. And yes, there were tears, but I had to stay strong. This would not have been the case if I was not that person who I've grown back to today. The day of the fire was my first day I was planning to start qualifying for division. With everything happening and not knowing where we were even going to live or how long, I had to postpone that decision. But at the start of June, still no end to the house fire situation, still sleeping on the floor, I decided it was now or never. So I partied, I put myself out there. We did so many events, went to places, I flew to rural areas just to get many awesome people on our team and partied. I concentrated on my family and our situation we were in, but division was actually my focus. Having constant communication with the team and getting motivated to see out July with a bang. Getting to division by the 31st of July was my goal, and excited to say on 31st of July, as a team, we went to division. I went to my first convention in Orlando a few short weeks ago with Rebel, Steph, Kelly, Abby, Renee, Andrea and Tal, and there are no words to describe that convention but epic. From the moment I arrived, the amazing people I met, those coming days, the information and inspirational speakers, and Scott Levine himself were nothing short of amazing. It was quite surreal to be at this event after waiting 2.5 years to attend my first convention. And wasn't it a memorable one? Personally, 11th in the world for personal sales. Then our amazing team took our area #1 global and international. And I was feeling so overwhelmed with this achievement, knowing our personal circumstances, which were still in hand. In those coming, friendships are so important, and I'm really grateful for another amazing person who I work with in Adelaide. Ashley Barry, who I call my red balloon. And for the people who were at Leaders' Day yesterday will know why. She is my rock, and we do so much together in Adelaide. We have, in my eyes, created a little magic to continue to master events. We now replicate these in many areas of SA, and I forever am grateful for our friendship and how we work together and create this little magic. This journey certainly wouldn't be successful and fulfilling for me if it wasn't for the constant professional support that we have. Rebel, Tristan, Rick, Tanya, Kelly, and all the Grafton, Georgie, Jamie, and Kim. You are incredible individuals and forever grateful for everything you do for us. Park Lane is one professional outfit. Nothing ever surprises me, and it's been my climb, and my only regret is I didn't find it sooner.